take you back 3 seconds in time.
Okay.
Now, what are you going to tell me about Buffalo Ranch?
Yeah. Buffalo Ranch, they were early entrepreneurs. There were three brothers from Texas who in 1881 started these events where they brought in all these different peoples and they would do these rodeos and these shows, almost circus events. And they were responsible for developing talent like Will Rogers, Tom Mix, Buffalo Bill Cody ran with in 1916. They went to Mexico City in 1910. For the 100th anniversary of the Mexican Revolution, and did this big thing in front of Porfirio Diaz, where, you know, it was a huge thing. And
so they were competition to Buffalo Bill at that time.
Well, they were like they kind of were, but Bill did run with them. So Buffalo Bill did.
Oh, so they were friendly competition.
Yeah, I mean, they took from each other, and like when someone needed 100 horses, they knew where to go to get them, or costumes. I think there was a lot of interplay amongst them.
I see. But I guess it was a big country and there's enough to spread around.
These are chromolithos.
Chromolithos. What does that mean, a chromolitho?
Chromolitho is a type of lithography. In this case, I think it was created in Germany in the early lithography from the early part of the 19th century, and they stopped making chromolithography in the 30s. But it's seen as, well, how can I describe it to you? It's fine art lithography, and it's no longer done, and it's so much better than anything else that you find.
So how many times would you say they ran this through the press?
This poster today is probably, this pair here is two of maybe 7 to 10 sets in existence.
And is this the chromolithography? Is that what they use with the cigar labels?
Some of that was chromolithography.
So that was like the height of
inauguration.
So that was the height of printing.
Correct. In 1865, when Lincoln won for the second time, all the insiders got a chromolitho of the president. If you were invited to the inauguration, you were in the circle, you got.
And so when it's a chromolitho, it's all nice and crisp and clear.
Exactly, more colorful. The color is more saturated.
It's brighter.
It's brighter. It's just something that they don't do anymore, which they should.
Because it's not cost effective.
Yes, probably.
Well, I'm sure that's the reason. that's the reason for everything.
And I'm selling the pair for, $6,000.
Okay, so if I had $6,000 cash, I could get both of these things here. Well, that's fantastic. And well, I would get some good shots of them.
So those are good. Yeah. Look at what's cool about this: cowboys, Indians, and Mexicans. At least democratic.
Sure.
That's kind of cool. And this is great too, like the girls, the equestrian with the girls. That's uncommon. We want women. And then.
And so, what would you say this is like the equivalent of today? What's happening today that would?
I don't think there is one. The rodeo. Circus rodeo.
So maybe what goes on in Calgary or the Stampede might be the closest kind of thing. But I don't mean, when I say what's the equivalent, I don't mean necessarily something of a Western thing, something that has the influence. I mean, like this at the time that it came out was already nostalgic. I mean, it was already, they were already reflecting on an earlier time. So what are they doing today that's nostalgic of the 80s or 70s or?
No, they haven't. That's a good. Pop art, maybe pop art is a 60s phenomenon that today is kind of getting somewhat of a resurgence. So
who are some of the pop artists of today, not coming back then?
Like Banksy.
Banksy?
Banksy.
How do you spell Banksy?
KSY, Banksy. We have a lot of younger people, the whole juxtaposed art movement.
So who were the leaders of the original pop art music? Was that the pop art?
Warhol, Oldenburg, Ramos, Lynn Folks. These are the people that...
And so now in the new... in the resurrection of pop art today, what makes today's different? I assume that it's somewhat
I think
similar, but I assume that
more cynicism.
More cynicism.
More cynicism. I think it's no longer about the American dream. It's about like the American nightmare, maybe.
And was Warhol's Campbell's soups, was that the American dream? Did that kind of...
right, that everybody, it was certainly was have a bowl of soup,
It certainly was a friendly, non-threatening piece of art.
Open it up and eat it.
So the pop artists today are a little more threatening, I guess.
Yeah, there's more discontentment. Like this. You don't damage them.